Everybody, and welcome back to Try Drowning. It's been a little bit over 4 months since I last touched the game, so I'm not sure how to play the game anymore. This is how much I remember. We are a detective, and we have a horrible reputation. I feel like we did something really bad, and we just came back to town or something. Someone has hired us, and we promised our friend, our secretary, to not accept the job, but I already knew I was gonna accept the job. Like, I'm gonna check out the crime case next, and I remember that you have to investigate like different stuff somehow in the game, and it's kind of visual novel with some sort of gameplay, and for some reason, yeah, the state has to load, and that's where we're gonna restart again. It's been over 4 months, so wish me luck. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. To visit other places, select map from the Alpha Oz menu and select the destination. Doing the investigation, you'll discover new places to explore, and sometimes you will need to get them multiple times. Alright. So we're going to the map. It's not. Oh. Every artist within Nova Palamos has to obtain a special license. No. February 26, 2066, Treasury Park. As I expected, the crime scene has already been cleaned up. The police can really be scrupulous when the reputation of a city is at stake. So? I'm sorry, but you have to leave. No, you must be Mr. Foley. Miss Watt told me you were coming. Well, that woman has planned everything. May I see your pass, please? Pass? Guess you mean. From time to time, we'll have to show evidence and objects from inventory to unlock new dialogues, find clues and new locations to investigate. Open the inventory, select the evidence you want to show and use it to submit to your interviewer. Big. Investigate. Inventory. Give me this, right? Very well, detective, you can proceed with the investigation. I'm at your disposal. Thank you, officer. Mordred Foley, you son of a dog. Huh? Oh. Wrong voice, I guess. Damn. She looks really nice. A little bit of a facial makeover, but otherwise, like on the nose, but otherwise perfect. Like, damn. Really beautiful. Look who had the guts to get out of his crappy office. What are you doing here? Come to give yourself up, have you? Or you just to get beaten up? Good evening to you too, Freya. You have obtained Freya Gold Soul. Sure. Just a little bit older than Freya Gold Soul. The road to hell is filled with good intentions. Stay for a world we may never meet again. Sorry, that's a Bruce Dickinson song. Road to Hell. You should check it out. Great song. It's a singer of our main solo career. That's just, yeah, nice, alright. Freya is a walking tornado with a litigious nature, moved by a deep desire for justice and equity, which has gradually led her life made of violence and cynicism. Freya is Hadric Goldsoul's daughter, one of the most renowned bankers of Nova Palamos. The past is a complete mystery. She joined the police force when she was 20, thanks to her father's influence. And she managed to become lieutenant because of her merits and dedication. She arrested some of Nova Prolamo's worst criminals, and she's the one who started the inquiry against Mordred Foley, whom she hates with all her heart. Seems like you should like your profile says that you're very similar to like I am. So why do you hate me? Look at him, Robert. Look at the only bastard I couldn't get fired up. Resentment is certainly one thing you're not lacking, unlike professionalism. Give me one good reason not to kick you out. I think solving cases that incompetents like you will never be able to work out is a good enough reason. Spare me your sarcasm, Foley. Officer, get this man out of the crime scene. Huh? What the hell do you mean he's authorized? Damn it! I don't know whose ass you've been licking, Foley. But you'd better watch yourself, cause I'll do anything to wipe that stupid smile off your face. I'll bear that in mind. Well, can you let me do my job now? Listen to me. You're playing with fire. This case is too much for someone like you. If you really care about your life and that of your girlfriend, leave right now. Farewell, Foley. That woman needs a vacation. Mordred, can you hear me? Loud and clear. I'm about to start investigating. Turn the camera on so I can help you with my computer while you investigate. An next generation portable device used for a wide range of purposes. You can store and project holograms. Already uploaded files and holograms to the crime scene. From now on, all evidence and information you find will be automatically uploaded to your Aquarius. Right, let me activate this thing. We're about to discover what they've rushed to clean up. Ah! No way. It's back, Mordred. Can't I? No, I have to. Ella, calm down. This nightmare just won't go away. Will never end. Never, never, never! Ella, listen to me. 6 years, only 6 years, and... Please, Ella, stop, please. Damn, what I should do. Forcing her to look at this will just make things worse. But it would take me too long without help. I must decide now. Hang up on Ella. I'm sorry, Ella. It's for your own sake. You don't deserve to suffer like this. Especially after what you've been over the past 4 years. Enough. Let's sort out this mess. The woman had her throat ruthlessly cut. According to Aquos data collected by the police, the victim's eyes were surgically removed, and then inserted into her mouth, which was then soon shut to avoid. Holy shit, what the hell of a freak are we dealing with? At death, the victim's eyes were surgically removed and placed inside her mouth, then sewed up. The woman's head covers the cut on the throat, making it look like the death was caused by the arrow. In the end, this is real life. Not even the gods can escape from the wretchedness of their peers. The woman's lower half is covered by some sort of cloth, while the upper part is naked. Given all of that, it's very likely that the victim was already dead before arriving at Treasury Park. Flowers have been arranged like a sort of ritual. Killer sure took his time by the looks of it. According to Aqua West, they are a type of Daphne flower, quite common around here. Daphne? However, maybe you were right years back. No, I must not jump to conclusions. I need to keep investigating. Right. Oh, no bench, nothing interesting here. Broken bench, nothing heavy must have crashed onto it. There also seem to be some bloodstains. Interesting. Hands, okay. The arms are tied to the tree in a specific way, giving the illusion of some sort of macabre work of art. Same for her hair, placed with impeccable precision. The arrow. A heavy lead arrow was lodged into the woman's chest. Considering the impact angle and the weight of the arrow, it's unlikely that it was fired from a bow. This leads me to believe that the arrow was inserted by the murderer after he killed the victim. Why the hell would he do that? Yep, that's all I can find. I think there's still a lot to investigate here. I must not miss any clues. You sure about that? Didn't anyone bother to clean this bin up? What's this? Man's glove. A well-crafted leather glove with a big cut in the middle. There's some dried blood on the sides of the cut, suggesting a potential connection between the object and the crime scene. Leather gloves are a symbol of elegance in Nova Palamas and generally worn by people who want to enhance their image. Man's glove with a big cut right in the middle, soaked in days-old blood. Might have something to do with the case. A woman tied to a tree, with Daphne flowers at her feet and a lead arrow in her chest. Can only mean one thing. The killer wanted to ameliorate the myth of Apollo and Daphne. Ever? You hear? According to one of the most renowned legends of ancient Greece, Apollo, the one of his countless heroics, antagonized Eros, the god of love. Filled with jealousy from the peak of Mount Parnassus, he fired 2 arrows, a lead one, meant to repulse love, and a gold one, meant to make the victim hopelessly fall in love. The first arrow hit Daphne, a beautiful nymph. The other one struck Apollo, and made him fall in love with her. Under the spell of the arrow, the god continued to follow the nymph while she continued to reject him. Daphne called upon her father, the river god, pleaded for him to free her from Apollo. He took pity on her and used metamorphosis to turn her daughter into a tree, putting an end to the eager desire of Apollo. Conqueror is here to demonstrate that not even a divine entity is immune from torment and obsession or jealousy. Someone killing his victims in a scenic and dramatic way, calling ancient myths. There's no doubt, Mordred. This is like 6 years ago. Pandora. Pandora case. Pandora is the code name of the most dangerous and prolific serial killer in Nova Palamas. First murder dates back to 2056, 10 years ago, nice. And he's been accredited with at least 8 victims, 6 of which were women. The 4 years of investigation, an agency called Foley Investigations found the identity of the killer, which actually is a couple made of 2 actors, Jennifer Kingston and Robert Harrington. During the trial, some compelling evidence presented and they were sentenced to the electric chair. Following the execution, the agency underwent an investigation for falsification of evidence and event that completely destroyed Foley's reputation. The case is still considered open. Alright. Now understand why the woman said I would have accepted this case. Anyway, something wrong with this. Pandora has always killed his victims in closed, isolated spaces, and always with untold violence. The scene, though, seems like an attempt to create something different. What do you mean? It's too soon to draw any conclusion. Should talk to the police first. You don't know anything about the suspect or the witness. Besides, I refuse to believe they haven't reached the same conclusion. Now that Freya's not here, could have a little talk with her colleague. Hello again, officer. Mr. Foley, I need to ask you something about the case, if you don't mind. Alright, but let's make it quick. Royalty to the Black Bands is not worth my job. Freya gold, so. What can you tell me about Freya? The lieutenant is the kind of police officer that can't last long in a place like this. Zealous, talented, genuine. And as you know, Mr. Foley, honest people usually end up with a bullet in their head. None of us would be surprised if we ever found it dead on the corner of the street. Richard Baker. What can you tell me about the suspect? Baker is one of the greatest revolutionaries of our era. I truly believe he's the only one who can save the city from degradation. Fan of the Black Bonds and the police. And he's even part of the team that arrested him. The city will never stop amazing me. Was asking for his motive and relationship with the victim. I'm not interested in his career as champion of justice. Well, we suspect that Mr. Baker killed Alicia Hart because she's been blackmailing him for quite a while because she was his secret lover. Elections approaching. He maybe thought that a public statement could have destroyed his political and private life. And what about the eyewitness? She's the suspect's sister-in-law. And what was she doing at Treasury Park in the middle of the night? She was falling, and most likely, we're not sure yet. Dynamics of the murder. Could you describe the dynamics of the murder? We suspect that Mr. Baker lured the victim here with an excuse and then attacked her with a knife. The victim was somehow able to react and she managed to wound the attacker's hand, probably with the same weapon that eventually killed her. Baker got hurt with his own knife. Weapon used by the killer to actually park the mother Alicia Hart. The police only suspect, that Baker was hurt by the same knife during the struggle. Promises of Ryan Clay vanished like blood and wicked steel. I mean, the glove? So if he has a cut right here, that makes it pretty clear. When she was already dead, he removed her eyeballs, placed them in her mouth and sewed it up. Then he undressed the victim, tied her to the tree and arranged flowers in her in that way. Probably took hours, but as you know, the park is pretty much deserted at night. The killer seemed to know it too. Once he was done, the killer headed towards the nearest hospital, unaware that someone spied on him. Didn't the eyewitness react at all? The girl claims to have arrived while the suspect was tying the victim to the tree. Is that all? He arrested a man based on this? The argument is shaky at best. Have you ever considered the blood on the bench? I never said I would tell you everything, detective. I do care about my job. I'll have to figure this out myself. Harry updated. Officer! What the hell? Hiya! Why the hell did you leave your position? Lieutenant Davos. I don't have time for your nonsense. Go back there, now! Yes, ma'am. What are you waiting for? Hurry up! Oh. You're still here. Good evening, Lieutenant Coldsoul. Look who's here. Only let you out of the doghouse at last. Actually, it's me who's keeping him on the lead, but don't tell him. Could hurt his feelings. How about didn't ruin a nice chit-chat with my subordinate? Not at all. You're the one I wanted to talk to. Me? That's funny. What could I possibly talk about with a bastard like you? She hates me, but she's honest and righteous. I'm sure she notices something wrong with the scene. Got to take advantage of a big ego. It's risky, but I see no alternatives. I have reasons to believe that your version of the events is completely wrong. Being a criminal wasn't enough, now you're a conspiracy theorist as well? You may be a fanatic, but you're not dumb. There's no way you haven't noticed some oddities. What are you talking about? Put your hard feelings aside for a second and use your head. This case is totally recalling Pandora's murders, also an eyewitness out of nowhere. He's got all the reasons to hate Baker. Don't you see anything weird going on? What? Are you really trying to save the man? Trust me, Eva. It's for our own good. I hope you know what you're doing. So, you think you know the truth right at the start of the investigation? Maybe. Very well. You tickle my curiosity. Maybe I just want to see you fail so I can make fun of you and your arrogance. Go on, explain your theory. Don't waste your only chance. One single chance. I better double check everything before starting. Check all evidence, documents and profiles you've collected before explaining your version of events. Start the dialogue with Freya as soon as you're ready. So I'm gonna save. Yes. Let's save here. Alright, first things first. You know the victim's eyeballs were carefully removed after she died. These were found inside her mouth, which was cruelly sewed up. Right. What's your point? Baker can't be responsible for such bad actions because... Who is Baker? I mean, I don't remember too much about it, but... Do you think he has the abilities to do that? backbones. Let me see. Founded after the burst of the economic bubble in 2013. I don't know anything about the person. No reason to do it. No, he had reasons. He didn't have enough time. No, he didn't have the skills to do it. Tell me, Freya, could you remove someone's eyeballs with the same level of accuracy as the killer? What kind of question is that? Oh, that is right. Removing eyeballs with such accuracy is anything but simple. Only someone with great surgical skills could do it. Mr. Baker is definitely not a surgeon, and I believe he lacks the guts to do such things anyway. Removing eyeballs and sewing mouths? Not an everyday activity, is it? Especially if it's about an old politician living in luxury. Besides, according to your version, Baker's supposed to have a wound on his hand. Surgery with a wounded hand? Totally unrealistic if you ask me. Perhaps you have a point, but it's not enough to clear Baker yet. At least this suggests that he had an accomplice. An accomplice that the witness claims not to have seen. I get what you mean, but that's not the problem here. What are you talking about? Your colleague reported that after removing the eyeballs and sewing up the mouth, after a short struggle during which he had his hand wounded, Baker undressed the woman and tied her to the tree, then he arranged the flowers and her hair. Probably took a few hours. Can you confirm this is your official version? Yes, it is. Don't you think we're still missing something? I'm not sure. The evidence that was admitted is. Can I hit the chat lock again? I don't see where it's going at. Could you do that? Alright, removing eyeballs and sewing mouth, not an everyday activity, is it? Especially if it's about an old politician living in luxury. Besides, according to version, Baker is supposed to have a wound on his hand. Surgery of a wounded hand, totally unrealistic. Perhaps if appointment something like Baker. At least suggests an accomplice. An accomplice had witness claims not to have seen. That's what you mean, but that's not a problem here. You talk about. Colleague reported that after removing the eyeballs and shot him of the mouth, after a short struggle during which he had his hand wounded, Baker undressing the woman and tied her to the tree, then undressed the way home. That death, the victim's surgical move placed inside the mouth, then sewed out the wound's head, covers the cut on the throat, make it look like a death was caused by the hour. Yeah, this is real life. Oh, in the small shops, so you see different other part of the obsession. Wooden bench was destroyed after the collision with something very heavy. Bloodstains on one side are a few days old. You're crazy or what? This evidence doesn't make any sense. Think more that what's the missing evidence? Maybe the glove. The arrow? Okay. The lead arrow? Precisely. The arrow is fundamental to solve this case. I have reason to believe the Baker got to the crime scene when it had already happened. Why would you assume that? I think the suspect saw the body of his lover. He panicked and tried to remove the arrow. The victim had her throat cut, so what's the point of removing the arrow from the body? Look closely. The cut on the throat is completely covered by the head. The blood poured directly on the wound inflicted by the arrow. So what? Just think about it. Baker gets here and sees his lover's body. He notes the arrow, the bleeding wound, and he panics. Then he tries to pull the arrow out to save her, maybe yelling at her, hoping that she's still alive. That would be silly. I agree, actually. No, I agree. That is like a really silly theory. Not if you're completely panicking. Anyway, your version of events doesn't make sense. There were no fingerprints on the arrow. No way Baker could have tried to pull it out. You're wrong. Baker left no fingerprints because of this evidence, the glove. Gloves are amazing, aren't they? Discreet. No fingerprints. Where the hell did you find that? Right here, under the nose of our infallible and omnipresent police force. It's just a lie, Foley. I knew I shouldn't have listened to you. Do you think the man had no reason to hide it? Tell me, how many would like to see Baker behind bars? And how many can you trust? Hiding something so important in plain sight. Classic. Especially if previously arranged. Also, the cut and the glove suggest there was a fight. It happened in a completely different way. The suspect was probably attacked from behind while he was trying to pull out the arrow. He instinctively turned around and tried to protect his face with his hand. He got wounded. At that point he tried to run away, but he didn't get far. And what makes you believe it? This is the evidence to show the escape attempt immediately ended. Broken bench? While running away, Baker was thrown against the bench. Ending up destroying apparently, that makes sense. And I bet the blood on the bench is Baker's, for sure. And how do you explain what happened next? What the? Who is that? Whatever. The attacker allegedly allowed Baker to run away. An eyewitness who's condemning him? Are you implying that an injured old man can run faster than a merciless killer? Tss. Who is she? This is Abigail Sherman, the eyewitness of Alicia's murder. Bill Sherman. 26. Cannot escape from a prison with no bars. Psychological profile. Abigail is a rebellious girl who deeply hates the established system of Nova Polaris. A giant introvert that she has bared with grievance over for a very long time. Biography. Born in a wealthy, old-fashioned family, Abigail never accepted to be suspect to the strict rules, unlike her sister Anne. Because of this, she was disinherited at the age of 17. Now she entirely depends on her sister, and she has to live with her. Same house of Richard Baker, whom she believes to represent all that was rotten in Nova Polaris. So she hates him. She's... Hmm? What is it, detective? You're not feeling well. What's wrong? Seems like you've seen a ghost. It's a demon or something. You must be the real killer. Question your creative hypothesis made you uncomfortable. Quite the contrary, miss. You just opened my eyes. What are you talking about? Excuse me. I have an important meeting. You'll be hearing from me soon, Freya. Hey, where the hell are you going? Ugh. What an idiot. I was even listening to him. Why did he run off? Ugh. Scary mask appeared on Abigail's face. And this means that our dear witness, the killer, lying. Masks of lies. Except from the psychiatrical revelation of Mordred Foley. I'll be straight with you, Professor. Every time someone lies to me, some sort of animal mask appears on their face while space and reality looks distorted. Never figured out the origin of this living waking nightmare, and I honestly don't care. Right now I just want you to stop telling me that no one is ever going to listen to this conversation. How can I tell you that you're lying? Take a guess. One of those masks again. You think she might be a killer? Not necessarily. She could be an accomplice or maybe someone who's trying to frame the suspect. We need more evidence before interrogating her, and we need to hear Baker first. Maybe he will explain how he managed to survive. He should be at the police station. Let's pay him a visit. Okay, but first I need to talk to you. Come back to the office as soon as you can. I'll be back when I get the chance. In the meantime, I'll put the evidence in order. Use this evidence to be removed from inventory. So we're gonna save. Apparently we can fail. And investigate here. No reason to, huh? Ah, fuck. Map. Guess I have to head to the police station. I have no choice. I know where I can go back to the office apparently. Homicide department. Half the people who work here want to see me dead. Only half? You're underestimating your talent, detective. What the? You're the last person expected to see you, Foley. David. Don't tell me you need your favorite lawyer again. I'd rather spend 4 more years in court than hear your stupid jokes. I saved you from the electric chair and that's how you thank me? I'm disappointed, my friend. I'm not your friend, and honestly, I don't care. I'm here for Richard Baker. Any idea where he could be? Of course. My client just got out of the interrogation room. He's on the phone now, but he'll be here soon, I guess. Client? Tss, great. Are you going to settle with 40 years of prison for him too? Oh, come on. Are you still upset about that? And to think that I'm the one who mentioned your name to the black bands. Well, thank you for putting me in this mess then. I know. I'm such a big-headed man, but then again, I've always been a fan of lost causes. By the way, before you two have a talk, I should probably share some information with you. What kind of information? Let's start from the beginning. Working with the Black Bands. How did you end up with the Black Bands? You said you hated their political ideas. Someone once said, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Besides, money and ideals are two completely different things, and you should know what I mean better than anyone. Alright, his situation. How is Baker? Keeping up appearances, but he's visibly upset. His left arm is full of bruises. The injury in his right hand is more serious than expected. Probably he won't be able to move his fingers for a while. Interesting. The trial. You probably know this, but people still have no idea that my client is under investigation for the murder at Treasury Park. However, this won't last for long. As soon as the news spread, the consequences for Baker and his party will be catastrophic. What makes you think that? There's hardly any crimes in the city, and even fewer murders. That's why this whole case is a ticking bomb. And then there's Mrs. Baker. On the verge of a breakdown, she does believe that after her husband's lover, they will kill her too. Ah, love. What a wonderful thing. Yeah. On a second thought, that woman could shed some light on Baker's relationship with Abigail. I can give you his address, but be careful. Don't say too much, you're going to make a mess. The last thing we want is blowing the whistle onto the media. Remember? I can protect you from judges and journalists. But no one escapes the Black Band's revenge. Don't worry, though. I'm sure that a sweet guy like you will be able to cheer her up. Well, suppose it's time for you to talk to your beloved party leader. But first, I need to ask you something about Treasury Park. A little birdie told me that someone found a piece of evidence that has not been reported to the police. No idea of who this person might be, have you? Maybe he's talking about the glove I found. I would help him in the trial, but I'd risk getting Freya into trouble. What should I do? Of course I'm gonna submit the evidence. No? Why would I not submit the evidence? The hell? You're a real hunting dog, dude. The police might lose its credibility because of that, and it might help our client. Not a fan of it, but we cannot just hide. We cannot just hide the truth. That's not what we're supposed to do. I hope this won't make Freya hate me even more. It could turn my investigation into absolute hell. Oh, perfect timing. My dear Mordred, this is Richard Baker, party leader of the Black Bands. Oh. Detective Foley. Finally meet. The pleasure is mine, Mr. Baker. Sorry to bother you, but I really need to ask you some questions. You're a man who goes straight to the point, I see. Just went through 4 hours of interrogation. But I suppose some more questioning won't kill me. Besides, as you know, there's no rest for the wicked. And I'll leave you lovebirds alone. If you need anything, do not hesitate to contact me. Shall we start, detective? Curious to know what you want from me. Time to speak. Black Band's politics. Considered one of the more moderate members of the party. Why so? Because unlike most of my colleagues, I don't discriminate against people of a different race, gender, or religion. It all depends on what they're worth. This is defined by the Patterson test, which we introduced more than 20 years ago. Oh, the Patterson test, I see. You mean that sort of exam that collects everyone's private info like individual skills, earning, country of origin, and which political party they support? Listen to me, Mr. Foley. If you think we can share the resources of Nova Polaris with everyone, you're just a fool. Uncontrolled immigration, poor education, and the opinion of illiterate people are the reasons behind the threat of collapse. Nova Polaris was built on ambition, and I won't let some deadbeat parasites destroy our little paradise. Starting to think that you're exploiting education to create a personal army of puppets. You may disagree with our version, detective, but let me remind you that your future is bound to mine. Therefore, bring down with me. So please stop acting like a mad dog. Facts of the case. Mr. Baker, I need to hear your version of the facts. Please describe what happened that night and try to be as accurate as possible. Alicia contacted me a few days earlier. She was threatening me to reveal our affair to the press if I refused to keep supporting her. She asked to meet in Treasury Park to discuss the terms of the agreement, and I had to accept without saying a word. I got there on time. Just wanted to be over and once and for all. But when I arrived, she was already tied to the tree and someone killed her. I yelled at her, hoping that she was still alive, and I panicked so much that I tried to pull out that heavy arrow. Suddenly, someone attacked me from behind and hit my hand with a knife. I was trying to defend myself. I tried to run, but after a few steps I was thrown against the bench. I got hurt and I fainted. I was sure I was going to die before losing consciousness, though. I heard someone screaming. Maybe a girl. I was there. Liar, and then it all goes blank. Girl screaming. I woke up like 10 minutes later and was left alone with the corpse. The attack had disappeared. No? Can I replay that real quick? I woke up like 10 minutes later and I was left alone with the corpse. The attack had disappeared. That's a lie. Something isn't right here. I took the opportunity to get away and call for help. You know the rest. I don't. Something doesn't add up here. The victim. Could you describe your relationship with Alicia? Alicia, she was young and naive. Maybe too naive. There was a fire within her. She wanted to be an artist and a director, but she could not afford any schools in Nova Polaris. She used to wander around the city while filming places and people with a 50-year-old camera, hoping to make a name for herself to become someone. And why would someone like her decide to bond with the leader of the Black Bands? The flesh is weak and ambition never comes from innocence. She was beautiful and I was able to give her what she wanted. You can figure out the rest. Something wrong, detective? Oh, there's something interesting while you were talking. What do you mean? Talked about the case, the party, and the victim. However, never said anything about one of the most important actors in this huge farce. And I believe it's no coincidence. I don't understand. The person you've been omitting on purpose is... Who's this? Abigail Sherman. The very same person that's testifying against you. Abigail. What does she have to do with this? You should tell me that. What are you trying to imply? Oh, he is clearly lying. Like, he's lying on such a high level. Oh, let's save here. Abigail is testifying against me. Why the hell should I defend her? It's my life at stake, not hers. Just as I thought. Baker is lying, the mask proves it. Before I interrogate him, I need more evidence of Abigail and Alicia. Might get something wrong with his wife. Should also go back and tell her what I found. Please forgive my manners, Mr. Bakers. I've gone too far. What's with this sudden U-turn, Mr. Foley? Oh, don't worry. If you need me, you will find me right here. Just don't take too long to find the truth, whatever could get me out of here. You need more evidence to expose Baker. You may find it by exploring unlocked locations and interrogating other characters. Alright, yeah, that is where I'm gonna save again, even though I just saved. And I'm gonna end this episode here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. And until then, have a great one. Bye bye.